It's that time again. Time for another Wheat Penny 5-roll hunt. Wheat pennies from my local dealer. We don't have a whole lot more. We got these 5 and 5 more, and that's it. Let's hope to get something good here. Got my microscope set up. Screen's ready. Let's do it. First roll. First roll looking good. We got a steel penny, and I think I see a couple that look a little older. Good. Let's get into it. Here is currently the oldest one I have from this video, a 1929. It is in pretty rough shape. That's pretty worn. Oh well, it's still a 1929. Here we have the new oldest coin of this hunt, a 1920 San Francisco. Not bad. That's pretty good for a 1920 San Francisco. Don't see any repunched mint mark. Anyway, that's pretty nice. That's it for roll 1. Just a few older pennies and a steel penny. No varieties or errors yet. Okay, roll 2. What are you hiding? No steel pennies. Okay, let's dive in. Come on, error or variety. I'm not absolutely certain, but I'm pretty sure that this is actually a repunch mint mark. Okay, so if we go here to the website, we see there's the really powerful one and a whole bunch of others. But there are these ones that rotate a little bit. And in particular, I'm going to look at this one, the 006. So if we go into that, we look at it. Let's look at it closely. So you can see how you got this separation right here and then a little jutting out right there. Now imagine if this got worn, you wouldn't be able to see the difference here. But at the very top, you see how it's got a tip and a tip. It's got two points there, and you got this thing that pokes out on the bottom a little bit. Okay, now let's go to my coin, which has obviously been worn. It's a 1956, and look at that. See how this tip is split from that tip in the same way? And then if you look down here, you can see the shadow just right down there. And it matches pretty perfectly with that. See that? It's just the separate distance separation from those two and that little bit poking out on the bottom. I swear I can see all that. That's what it looks like to me. So I'm not 100% positive, but I feel pretty sure that this is that repunchment mark. It's just, of course, in much worn condition, and it's harder to see. And that's it for roll 2. Yeah, after looking at more things, I feel pretty sure that is a repunchment mark, that 1956 Denver. Anyway, yes, thank you, roll 2. Okay, roll 3. What do you have for us? Here's roll 3 all laid out. No steel pennies, but we don't know what's hiding. That's roll 3, so it was very uneventful. Didn't really have anything in it. Worth showing anyway. Okay, roll 4. Let's step it up again. Here's roll 4, and immediately we're greeted with a non-wheat penny. It's a 68. Well, let's quickly check it for anything. 68 San Francisco. It almost looks like there might be something going on under it. Might be a slight repunching. I'll have to check it against the known ones. And is there any reverse doubling? Nope. I don't see any. So first off, that 68S, it wasn't a repunchment mark. I didn't think it was. Anyway, I got a 1955 here, and it has a die break on it that I could actually just see on the coin because it's a big glob in the wheat head. See that right there? So a little bit of the die creating it broke out and left that glob on the wheat head. Some of you may remember a while back I found this. It's a 1942S double die obverse with the triple repunched mint mark. And you could see that little line on the eye. can see in the G, the D inside the D there, and the O. One of the biggest telltales is the doubling on the above the eyelid right there. And then also on the S, the triple repunched mint mark. And then on the 9. So some of you may remember that I found this one. So I want to take a quick look at it again. So this is the one I found. So you can see this little hook on the S and then some other things going on inside of it. And then up on the 9, you see that doubling above the 9 and maybe a shadow above the 1. Okay, the doubling above the eyelid right there. And then you don't see a lot on Trust, but you'll see a little bit of doubling on the left side of the T. Inside the D there, see how strongly that is in the O, and on the G, on the I. Then here you can see inside the R and above the T and Y. So that's the one I found. Now, so let's move that one out of the way. Here's the one I just found. It's very much more worn than the one I have. So if you're looking at Liberty here, you don't really see any doubling, but you'll notice that the letters have been really worn and they appear really thick. To me, the letters look really thick. If it was doubling, you'd see a little bit above the T and the Y, and I'm looking at it going, oh, maybe you can see that. I don't know. Come up here to N. So I don't see a bar on the side of I, but look how worn it is. It could easily have gone over. The top of the N's been mashed, so there's no way you're going to be able to see that. Okay, let's look at the G. So the G, it would appear here, but look, that once again, it's been all smashed. You wouldn't be able to see it. Now, I did this, so I tried to take and just barely lightly scrape out the inside of the O and D to see if I could see anything. Unfortunately, anything you use is just too abrasive. So I tried to see if I could get that little shelf on the bottom, but it didn't work. Oh well, the coin's so damaged, it doesn't really matter. I looked at this, and see, I didn't see doubling, but look how thick the letters are. They're so thick. But here is where it caught my attention. Look, there's the doubling above the eyelid. And I'm pretty sure that's not mashed or anything. That looks just right for that doubling. And on top of that, okay, see, I don't really see anything above the 9, except maybe a shadow, but because it's so worn. But look at the S. Look at that. There's the little hook coming off the S. And I'm seeing a little on the top that I wasn't seeing on the other one. So I feel pretty confident that this is this variety. It's just, it's so worn, the only things we're seeing is the I and the S. I don't know. What do you guys think? I think it is. I think it is this variety. It's just so worn. But you're seeing it. You're seeing the hook on the S and even a little bit above. And then you're seeing the I. So I've got another 1955 here. I don't know how well you can tell, but it has a die break on the T of scent and on the wheat head on the right. Let's take a closer look. So there's the break along the T, and then look at that die break along the wheat head. Yeah, this die was getting really worn when they made this one. And even on top of that, on the front, look at the die break on the E. It's got this cool little hook. So this coin's just kind of riddled with die breaks. That's fun. And that's it for roll 4. That was a pretty good roll. So it did have a couple of older ones too from the late 20s, in addition to the errors and varieties that we found. And I really still think that that is the 1942S double die repunch mint mark. Just ugly condition. Anyway, roll 5. Can you end us on a high note? Or did we already find the best there is? Okay, I don't see any steel cents in the roll 5. Can it give us an error or variety? The first coin in the roll is a 1942 Denver. And it has a nice little lamination error right at the top. So there you can see it goes into his head about to there. That's about where it ends. And then it just goes across through we. Pretty cool. It's a small one, not a very big lamination error, but it is one. And that's the end of roll 5. So not a lot, but roll 4 was really nice, and we still got a lot of older coins, and definitely one that I really think is that double die repunchment mark, and a few other odds and ends. A few nicer quality coins. Overall, not a bad hunt. I do wish some of these coins were in better condition. Anyway, until next time, happy coin roll hunting.